time for the BSing with the Guys live podcast.
Welcome to the BSing with the Guys show, where we bring you premium BS free of charge. I am Shane. With me as always is Justin.
Hey.
And Brad.
What up, folks?
What up? It is time to get it going. One of the major news stories that caught my eye, at least, was some news going on with this Charlie Kirk murder trial here. We got the latest defense filing for Tyler Robinson's lawyer, or from Tyler Robinson's lawyer. They're not screaming my client is completely innocent, and this is a frame job, how a lot of people are saying. That's not what the lawyers are saying. They're arguing the death penalty shouldn't apply because the single shot hit the intended target, Charlie Kirk, and nobody else got hit. So they're leaning on the very notes and text that say, hey, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I took it. Does this defense make any sense at all?
None whatsoever.
None
whatsoever.
Zero. Like, that makes you morally better because you hit your target? You know?
Yeah, that's like what it's crazy that a lawyer, well, I guess a lawyer will think of anything, but it's
for sure.
My client.
But it's like, was Charlie Kirk's life worth less than anybody else standing around there? It's
nuts. Sure. It's nuts, man. It's a weird filing. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. At least I hope it don't. Neither. So another question it brings up is, are they essentially saying he did it, and is Tyler Robinson saying I did it, if that's their only argument now? Because of course a lot of the conspiracy talk is that it wasn't him and he was some sort of patsy, mainly coming from the likes of Candace Owens. She's been big on that, so do you think that's a way of admitting and saying my guy did it?
That's what it sounds like.
I don't know how else to look at that. I mean, if your lawyer's coming out saying, look, we don't want the death penalty on the table because he took out his intended target. Well, what else do they have to say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that seems very straightforward. Like, yeah, we did it, or he did it. And I guess their kind of defense claim is that he did a good job at it.
Exactly. Yeah. He went there. He went there with a mission. And that was to take out Charlie Kirk, and he did that mission and didn't hurt anybody else, therefore spare his life.
Right.
Oddest argument I've ever heard.
I think he's just trying to save his own life. I think he's just in a tight spot here, and I think if they just went to trial with it, he probably would get the death penalty. I think now they're just trying to save his ass from the death penalty, if that makes sense,
Well, let me ask you, Brad, because I know you've been one that's kind of on the fence on whether or not this kid even did this. Does this change your mind, or do you think? I mean,
not at all.
So, right, and I'm not saying it has to change your mind. It's just weird that if he didn't, wouldn't that should be your argument as a lawyer, as his defense team, that he didn't kill it, not that he did kill him, but that was his only intended target. So we say spare his life. That's a weird argument. Maybe
I guess what I was trying to say is that all the light is focused on him, is that he was the perpetrator. He's the one that committed the murder. And I don't think he had a case, man. I don't think any jury in the world would say not guilty. I don't, there's probably not enough evidence. There's not enough evidence to bring forward to say he didn't do it. But I think now it's at the point where it's like, I guess we need to try to save this boy's life, at least not the death penalty, but maybe life in prison with some appeals. I don't know. Yeah, there are doubts that was he really the shooter. I still believe that.
Right. So if I'm not mistaken, your point is that not so much that you're sold that he did this. You're saying that there's enough evidence apparently that he doesn't really stand a chance in front of a jury.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. But there's no.
Yes.
To me, there's been no clear evidence presented. Now, I'm on the side that this kid did this. I just, I respectfully disagree with you, which is fine. But, there's no video out there that is clearly Tyler Robinson that we've seen. I don't know what they've seen in court. I don't know what the DA's seen. But the videos don't do any justice, but I'm still kind of under the impression that it was a kid that got caught up in all of this political nonsense and thought he was doing some sort of service for his side, so to say. Now, when I hear something like this, that the defense comes out and says, look, he hit Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk only, so therefore he shouldn't get the death penalty. Well, in my mind, that makes me think they know they don't have a case at all because he is guilty. But I do understand where you're coming from, that sometimes there's so much going against you that even if you didn't do something, it doesn't look good. Right. It doesn't look good. So instead of dying for it, it's like, well, shit, at least let's try to get the death penalty off the table. You know? So I guess could be that. Makes it more interesting for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Justin, when you see this, I mean, has it ever even crossed your mind that this kid didn't do it? Or have you always been on the side that this Tyler Robinson is the one who went out there and did this?
Yeah, it's never really been a legit thought, that he didn't do it. I think he did it. Now, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between who was behind it, as far as what kind of governments or entities played a part in talking him into doing this, but I think he did it.
He did it, yeah. Let's see. I'm just getting into chats for a second. I want to welcome everybody to the show. We appreciate y'all checking us out. If you're new to it, stick in there. We're gonna we're gonna talk about a few subjects tonight. We appreciate y'all even tuning in for a second. We'll get into them chats, like I said, and start kind of going through what you guys are talking about. But we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't done it yet. Now. Jeffrey says, do most murderers actually have videos of the actual murder? No, but this one, they've showed us video of somebody on that roof and somebody jumping off. Doesn't clearly show that it's Tyler Robinson, but it does show somebody. So I can see where the conspiracies lead from. Now, Justin, you brought it up as far as who might have talked this kid into doing this or who was really behind it. Well, that's the big thing that Candace Owens is on, and there's a big debate coming up between Candace Owens and a gentleman named Andrew Wilson. I don't know if everybody's familiar with him, but he does the Whatever podcast. I don't know if you heard of that. Justin, you've seen it, huh? Yeah. Well, he's on there regular with the host of it. Heavy into this shit, into the politics and all, but he seems to think it's as clear cut as this kid shot Charlie Kirk and calls Candace Owens basically crazy and out of her fucking mind and spreading all these conspiracy theories for no reason. So they've set up this big debate to where there's like, I want to say that it's like $300,000 at stake. I don't know how, where this money's. Yeah. So there's a lot of money involved in this little debate that they're having. And
it's from Andrew, I believe. He said basically, I'll pay Candace Owens $300,000 to come debate me on this.
Right. And look, Candace Owens claims she's got all kind of evidence that this kid is a patsy. He was set up and like he wasn't even there, basically, that it wasn't him at all. Or if it was, I guess she feels like, Israel basically is the one who pulled this off. And we've heard that before. We've all heard that rumor before. I'm sure if you paid any attention to this case. Yeah. But as far as him not doing it, I just don't know why you wouldn't be screaming that from the rooftops if you were this kid and you were being set up to take a fall for a murder. Now, the reason why he did it, well, you could speculate on that. Maybe he was coerced into doing it. Maybe he just thought he was doing a service. But to me, it's just hard to fathom that he had nothing to do with this when his own parents basically turned him in or made him turn himself in, So
and Papa's gun was there too.
Yeah, everything seems to add up to that. What were there bigger forces behind it? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting debate if anybody checks that out, because I want to hear this shit that Candace Owens claims she has. She's been talking a lot of shit, dragging TPUSA through the mud, claiming at some points that they were behind this. That's Turning Point USA for anybody that's not familiar with it. That's Charlie Kirk's little, organization that he started that his wife is now running. She's going as far at some points of saying that they had something to do with this. Now, she's backpedaled a little bit on that here and there, but she has hinted towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fucked up thing to say because the man's wife, basically had to watch her husband damn near get decapitated on I want to say television, but on the internet all over the damn place live as it was happening. So if she had nothing to do with this, it's kind of a fucked up thing for Candace Owens to even throw out there, being that she claims she was friends with Erica Kirk. So anyway, should be an interesting debate. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a big nothing burger, as a Hillary Clinton says. But the whole point of this segment was, again, that just the lawyer saying that my client doesn't deserve the death penalty because he hit his intended target and his intended target only is one of the craziest defenses I've ever heard.
It's an asinine thing to say. It really is, dude.
Yeah. Excuse me while I guzzle my drink. Yeah. It was a weird one, but of course making its rounds, people have all their thoughts on that. And the biggest one was this, them basically admitting that, yes, our client did it, which I don't know if they've ever come out and said he didn't.
No.
Right? I don't think his defense team has ever come out and said he didn't do it. At least I don't remember it.
Yeah.
If they did, this sure isn't backing that up by saying that he hit his intended target. I mean, and then again, the text messages that they say they had, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. Well, it's pretty damning if you're trying to say I didn't do it, but
between that, the Discord messages and,
I don't know, man. I know people, we like to make more out of cases like this than they are sometimes. And just my humble opinion, I just think we are. I think it was a kid that was caught up in the hype and really thought he was doing some sort of service by taking out a name like Charlie Kirk. Now, with that being said, Charlie Kirk was a force. Charlie Kirk had Trump damn near on speed dial. Like, a lot of people believe that he would have almost convinced Trump not to go to war with Iran. And Israel didn't want, that's the last thing they wanted.
Sure.
So that's where a lot of the conspiracies come into play, that they had something to do with taking out Charlie Kirk because they know how big of a voice he had and he had the president's ear. Could he have talked Trump, out of messing with Iran? So that's a big one. That's what people lean on a lot of times when they start to think that Charlie Kirk's death was brought on by Israel, which they deny. I mean, Netanyahu has said it multiple times. They had nothing to do with it.
I'm sure.
Of course.
Not making any claims here, but that is one of the arguments that I've heard. And of course, there were the text messages from Charlie Kirk saying that he, wasn't happy with the whole Team Israel shit that was going on, that he was about to jump ship anyway. So I don't know. Again, makes it for great conversation, and but does it really add up to any kind of conspiracy, or is it just a clear-cut case? I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what people think. I mean, in the chats, what do y'all think? Y'all think it's as simple as this kid just decided I'm going to take this guy out because I'm doing a service, or think there's some bigger forces behind that? I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know, really. We just got to go with whatever happens in court and roll with it, That's all we can do. So, what you reading, Justin?
Just trying to see if anybody's got any takes on this. RJ says, I don't think Trump would listen to what Kirk says one way or another. And there are many other people it would benefit Israel more to kill if they were going to do that. So,
yeah. And that is an argument I've heard, that there's a lot more people that were more important. But again, I have heard that argument that Charlie Kirk was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, the guy was starting to be huge, and he was starting to be very influential, whether it be to the president or just to these young kids. We've talked about that before, the moves he was making on these college campuses. So, who knows, man? Who knows? I like I said, I believe this, Tyler Robinson just decided, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and pulled it off. But who knows? Maybe he killed Charlie. maybe he killed Charlie to magnify Kirk's message. Well, I've never heard that one. So
It worked.
So he was a Kirk fan.
Yes.
He said,
See?
yeah, they a lot of people say that you're more popular in death than you are in life, man. It's like, so maybe that's what it was. Who
Could
knows? What do we know? A couple jackasses sitting up here talking.
Mr. Mick says Charlie would be challenging Israel and Trump right now, honestly. And he may honestly be there, just kind of based off of where all the other conservative, big conservative names have went as far as challenging Trump and the Trump administration this go around. Tucker and really everybody. Sure. Everybody that was big on that side that's kind of branched off into their own podcast, been challenging Trump.
That's true.
Yeah. Sean Ryan, Alex Jones, all of them. Man.
Yeah, you're starting to see a lot of people, man. They're almost jumping off that
ship.
Trump. Yeah, man. And they were hardcore Trump for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you're starting to see it, man. And a lot of it's to do with what's going on overseas. They don't like it. People don't like that shit. And
absolutely.
It's warranted. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't like it either. So then you start trying to figure out real reasons of why we're over there in Iran. And nobody believes the excuse that we were given about the nuclear weapons program. Right. Or at least they don't believe that's the whole story. Is there some truth to that? I'm sure. I mean, why wouldn't Iran be developing nukes?
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, every other...
I would be.
Right, exactly. So I don't doubt that was going on, but to say that that's the entire reason of why Trump decided to pull the trigger on that, it's hard to believe that also. So I can see why a lot of these people are upset with it. And I see people basically saying, get the fuck out of there now. It's time. Right. It's over. Get out of there.
Yes.
And
I agree.
So, I mean, we've asked that question a million times on here. What do you do if you're Trump? I mean, what do you do? Back down now that you done started this shit and just give in and get out of there? Or go cause total devastation and then get out of there? And that doesn't make you look good at all. You think people jump ship already. Start going over there and annihilating innocent people over there, citizens of Iran that have nothing to do with this nonsense that's going on over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to let your nuts swing, bro.
It's way out of things sometimes.
Sometimes. What's Buddy's name? The UFC fighter that was banned from the fucking 250 event.
Sean Strickland?
Yeah. Did you see him on Buddy's podcast the other day? Talking about, I don't know, he was bitching about Trump. Bitching a lot about Trump, mainly with the war shit, but he was like, basically that's why they wouldn't let him go to the UFC fight, because he'd have been on the mic, basically telling Trump to fuck himself while he was there.
Well, him and a lot of others, again, they're bitching about what's going on in Iran. They're bitching because they're just tired of what seems to be Israel running decisions that this government makes. And a lot of people have seen enough of that. And they don't like it. They just think that there's some sinister shit behind that. And it's hard to disagree. I don't know what's going on. I don't know exactly. I mean, none of us really know what's going on and what makes Trump tick, why we're over there in Iran doing what we're doing. Again, the story he's telling, nuclear weapons. And everybody's like, okay, well, you claim you took that out. So what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? If that was your mission, you said mission accomplished. Why are we there?
See, we should have let them build the nuclear weapons, right? And then we could have went in and got the nuclear weapons and oil.
I see what you're saying. Watch them from afar. Let them build the weapons. Get them all manufactured and made. We swoop in, take their shit, and bring it home.
And that's it.
USA.
Boom.
There you go. Damn,
save money. Yeah,
you should have been in the meetings, dude. Should have been in these strategic meetings.
I tried, dude. They fucking tackled me and threw me in the dumpster outside. So whatever.
It didn't work. But now as far as this, the Charlie Kirk shit, just real quick before we move on. But the Candace Owens debate's coming up, as I mentioned, and I really want to see if she has any proof to a lot of the claims that she's made. She spent the better part of a year saying Robinson is a total patsy, that he wasn't even on the campus, that the text messages were fabricated, that the real story involves betrayal inside Turning Point, possible foreign intelligence, which we've talked about, the Fed setting the kid up, the whole menu. She's went through the whole thing. She's been very clear. There is more evidence he was framed than that he did it. That was what she said multiple times. There's more evidence that he was framed than that he did this. And she's willing to defend this claim. I want to hear what she's got to say. Because, again, I'm under the impression that this kid did this. I would like to hear from her side and maybe be like, damn, okay, there's something there. But it's hard to know which way to lean or who to believe in this, because a lot of people are profiting off of Charlie Kirk's death, including Candace Owens.
For sure. But I'm with you. Like, why would you not be screaming that at every court hearing if you were framed? Like, you weren't there if you weren't fucking there, So why wouldn't that be your biggest offense? Like, no, we're not going to go in there and tell them that I don't deserve death because I hit my target. I didn't hit shit. I wasn't there.
That's my thing. Like, my lawyer's coming to me saying, hey, look, this is what we're going to say. I'm like, well, wait a second. Now you're making me say I did this.
Right.
Now, it could be as simple as what Brad brought up earlier, that you don't stand a chance in this case. We're not saying you did it, but the evidence they're going to present, the quote unquote evidence that they're going to present, you don't stand a chance, kid. So if you want to spare your life, then you're going to have to just go ahead and cop to this. And we'll try to go this route and say that, well, you wasn't trying to hurt anybody else. You were just there after Charlie Kirk. Mission accomplished. Life in prison.
Yeah.
Sounds like a weird one. I'm with you. You would think you'd be fighting tooth and nail to prove your innocence in something like this. I don't know. Again, I told you Candace is, her stance and all of this. A lot of it was just fabricated evidence. This Andrew Wilson cat, he's been circling this for months, putting real money on the table. I mean, we're talking, I think it was like $300,000 or something to force a debate on exactly those claims that Candace Owens is making. And his position is pretty straightforward. The surveillance, the DNA, the confession to the roommate, the movements on campus, it points to a lone shooter who hated Kirk's policies, not some sophisticated federal honeypot, So we'll see. I mean, he makes a good point with all of that, as does, I say Candace has good points. She only has good points if she can prove them. Other than that,
for sure,
just stirring up shit, trying to monetize off of Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah, and while we're talking about Kirk, I just want to ask Lloyd. Lloyd says, stop killing black people. Kirk was a racist, no big loss. How was Charlie Kirk a racist? That's what I'm asking to Lloyd is how was he racist?
But I would like one piece of evidence that Charlie Kirk was a racist.
Same.
And again, look, it's probably either a troll or it's just a normal leftist that the first thing they do is start throwing out labels on people that they don't like, that they don't agree with. They have no proof behind these labels, but it's just what they do. It's what they resort to. They don't like somebody, you're racist. You're a bigot. You're a homophobe. You're a transphobe. Whatever they're going to throw at you. So I would like to see it, just like we used to always say, if you've got an ounce of proof that Donald Trump is a pedo, please send it. Email us. The email's in our bio on the channel. I've asked it multiple times. I've gotten emails of them sending me links to people, accusations being made, but not a single link to proof. And we were talking about the Epstein files back then. Show me somewhere in these Epstein files where it says Donald Trump did anything to someone underage. Right. And nobody can present that proof, but they scream it from the mountaintops constantly on that side. So
tell me how the black pilot stance is racist, right? Speaking about DEI is what he was talking about at the time. Exactly, and, basically when DEI is a thing and it's being pushed, when I walk on an airplane and I see a black pilot, I have to question whether they are qualified, right? How is that racist? Your point being that if DEI wasn't a thing, I could see as many black pilots as, plane could be full of them, and I'd never question it. But when DEI is a thing, if I see a female or a black pilot, or I see, a Spanish pilot, I have to wonder whether they have qualifications.
Right.
And they're as good as everybody else that got passed up for their position.
Well, to give the backstory, though, for ones that don't know it, Charlie Kirk did say that. Now, there was context to it. He basically said, if I get on a plane and see a black pilot, I'm going to wonder if I'm safe, basically, is this a DEI hire? Now, that statement didn't come out of thin air. It was because of all the DEI hires that were going on that he was just making a point that, of course, I'm going to wonder, like, did they just hire this person based off the color of their skin, like these organizations and these companies have been known to do, or is he really qualified? So that was the history to that statement. Again, on the surface, of course it sounds racist. But if you listen to what he was talking about, up to that point, because look, you know how they're famous for clipping shit on the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
And turning it into whatever they want to turn it into. On the surface, again, it sounds like a pretty shitty statement, but you have to understand the context of what they were discussing. And that was this DEI problem that was going on in this country for a while, which is probably still going on. So that's all he was saying. Any rational person is probably going to wonder, like, oh shit, is this? I mean, because he probably would have said the same thing about a woman pilot, honestly, as shitty as it sounds, So if he's flying, go ahead.
We're sticking on pilots though. Like, I don't understand. It's a broad statement about DEI. It's not about fucking pilots specifically. Like, it's just about any position of, whether it be power or somebody that's got their your life in their hands. When DEI is being pushed so heavy, you have to question whether these people are qualified. If there's I guess we'll stick with pilots, but if there's a gay pilots, and DEI is being pushed, you have to wonder, did they hire him and get him to pass these qualifications because they needed a gay pilot, or was he the best pilot that was available? And if DEI wasn't pushed, it could be a gay black woman pilot and nobody would question it. Nobody would wonder if their life is about to end because this person barely passed the fucking test and they threw him in the cockpit. That was the point. It's not about being racist and saying black people can't fly fucking planes.
But
I don't understand,
people forget the conversation that was going on at that point.
They don't know the conversation. They don't fucking listen.
There was a lot of these DEI hires that were going around, and every one of these big corporations were doing it.
Sure.
So that's where that conversation came from. I said it before. He didn't just pull that conversation out of his ass just to do it and sound like a blatant racist. That's not what was going on there. So there is context you have to add to certain things. And that is one of the conversations where you need some context. The discussion was about DEI and how it was becoming an issue in the country and around the world. So he was just making that point that I'm going to wonder at this point in time, I am going to wonder when I see a pilot that's any type of minority. Might sound shitty, but that's just the time that we were in and what was going on and what he personally was concerned with when he saw all this DEI shit that was spreading. So, I mean, anyway,
I think Monty might really be retarded. Saying that people are getting hired to fly planes because they're black is dumb as shit. Never mind, Monty. You know what? This is adult conversations over here, buddy. All right.
Look, you're not going to win that argument because people they either like or hate Charlie Kirk. You're not going to change their mind. They're going to say he was a racist, just like they think everybody that doesn't agree with their political views is a racist. Whatever. You're not gonna convince these people to pay attention to some context before you start making judgments. And we're trying to explain what went on. That it was discussion was if you deny there was a DEI hiring issue, I'm going to call it a problem going on in this country, then you weren't paying attention to anything, and there's no point in even conversing about it at all.
Nope.
There's no point in talking to somebody that doesn't even know that was an issue. Because what are we doing? We're going to go in circles. So anyway, Let's move on. Again, I'm waiting on that debate, and we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. And see, Vegas woman, what's up? I see you commenting, Andrew Wilson is broke. He's begging for money. I did see him doing a Give, Send, Go or a GoFundMe, trying to crowdfund this money. So he's offering up the money, and then he's like, well, now even Candace said that was a ploy, that she said, I believe TPUSA gave him the money already, and that he's just trying to make some of it back for them. So she doesn't believe anything like this girl. And I don't know if it's all for clickbait and if it's all just rage bait or what's going on with Candace Owens. But she's not giving an inch on any of this shit when it comes to her beliefs with this Charlie Kirk and his TPUSA stuff.
Absolutely. And it's hard to tell because she's got a decent inside view and an inside scoop on TPUSA. You know what I mean? Like, she's been there. She's ran with them. She's been in the circle. So is she mad that she, kind of got booted from the circle and her and Charlie Kirk had a falling out and, she wants to destroy the company? Maybe, but maybe not, because it's odd that Charlie was the person that she had a falling out with, and she's, I guess, almost defending what's going on with him and trying to figure out exactly what happened while also like trying to pull the company down. I don't know, man. She's very odd.
It is. Well, Dog Catcher seems to think Andrew is going to cook Candace on Friday. And he may. If Candace can't come with any proof with these claims that she's making about the death of Charlie Kirk, then, there is no point in even trying to argue with Andrew Wilson or anyone else. That's basically just bringing the facts, so to say, that the law enforcement has given us, which is they're claiming they have DNA. They have some surveillance footage. They have a confession. Right? You have the lawyer coming out saying that our client hit his intended target. Well, that's a lot to argue against if you're Candace Owens. Now, if you've got some kind of proof that these text messages were fabricated or that, Israel was really behind it, please share it with the world. But I believe if she had anything concrete, she would have shared it by now. I mean, this has been going on for a while. I think so,
too. You would think she'd show some kind of, because she's promised proof before, like, oh, yeah, I'm coming with the proof, next week. And next week never comes, So she's promised this proof and that proof and these documents and these pictures, and it just never happens.
True. It's true. And then I don't know what her excuse is when she gets caught in something like that, when they say, well, wait a second, you were supposed to drop proof a week ago. We haven't seen anything. It's just on to the next one, on to the next conspiracy.
Exactly.
What you got pulled up?
Jay Howard says, just remember, neither of them work for the FBI. They are missing a lot of information, most certainly. And I agree.
100%. That's 100%. Like we can only assume that, for one, the information that the feds have released is real. And you have to assume they have way more than they're going to show you, because there were people that were in the courtroom when these prelims were going on, when he was in there, I guess, what was he in court for? It was a month or so ago when all this first started. Tyler Robinson was in there. I don't know if maybe it was just to see
a few days of court.
Whatever he was in there for. They were saying that they saw a clear video that you can tell 100% that it's Tyler Robinson. They swear on their, on their life that when it all comes out, you're going to see what we saw in that courtroom. Now, is this just people looking for clicks online? I don't know, but they were there. They weren't lying about being in the courtroom, but are they lying about this clear-cut evidence that they see on, or say they saw on video? I don't know. Hopefully, if they saw it, they will release it to the public, and we can put all this shit to bed eventually, because, I mean, it's if there was more to it than Tyler Robinson, then I think the American people deserve to know. If there was another country involved in this, how deep did it go? Did our own government have something to do? You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways you could go with this that I think we deserve answers to, just like the JFK shit that we never really got to this day. I'm not saying Charlie Kirk was important as JFK to the country, again, but he apparently was worth somebody thinking that he needed to be gone. Now, whether it was just this Tyler Robinson kid or if there's bigger names behind it, I don't know. But He was ruffling enough feathers for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
He really was.
they took a break. Apparently that was all preliminary and they paused until September 1
yeah,
so that they can, I guess, both sides go over all the evidence that was presented. And I guess that's where they figure out what can and can't be presented to the jury, and they're like, hey, we want to bring this up.
Yeah,
And then they make all those rulings and then the actual trial goes on. So it's like a mock trial, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, if you're just tuning in, I see the numbers up there. I see you little bastards, 300 something people here and there. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't hit it yet. If you're new to the channel, this is kind of what we do. Get on here, talk some shit with you guys. We appreciate y'all checking it out. Let's move on, man. What else is going on? Justin, I said I wanted to pair these when I text this to you.
Yeah.
I want some of these electric shock gloves that ICE is getting. Now, as you can guess, the left is melting down.
Of course.
I think it's pretty badass. Not saying that it's badass that they're going to use them against people, but I didn't even know the technology existed.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that was an option.
It's fucking awesome, dude. And the name of it is gloves. It's an acronym. Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter Glove. That's the name of it. So they got fancy.
Love it.
They're looking to spend anywhere between $10 and $20 million for thousands of these gloves. Now, taxpayer money, right?
Of course.
So that's where it's coming from. They look like normal patrol gloves until an agent hits a switch. Then, when they make skin contact, they deliver a painful electric shock designed to make someone stop fighting or comply in a few seconds. No burns, no lasting marks, is what they say, according to the company that makes them. Delivery targeted for next year. Again, I want some. I don't know what I would use them for. Maybe to fuck with the kids or the old lady or something. But
yeah,
I think it'd be
somebody gets out of line. You just
now.
I just want the stock, dude. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's a good point. And see, let me tell you something. That's the type of insider shit this government has. Because
absolutely,
when you know something like this is coming out, some kind of technology like this, and this may be small scale, but still the point of it remains the same. Somebody knew this shit was coming out for a while now. So you just mentioned it. Imagine if there's you can invest in a stock with something like this. Well, these politicians know this shit's coming out way before the general public. And that's how the people like Pelosi and the rest of these politicians are so good at buying and trading these fucking stocks. It's not coincidence.
Not only do they buy the stock, but not only do they buy the stock, they go ahead and approve the bill to fund $20 million for shock gloves, So it all works out in their favor, dude.
It all works out. Now, on paper, these gloves are sold as a de-escalation tool. That's the official framing around it. So if you look at both sides of the coin here and what people are saying, one side saying law enforcement already deals with people who actively resist, sometimes violently during arrest and removals. We've seen that. Agents get injured, suspects get injured. Traditional options are batons, fists, or going straight to more serious force, like we've seen with ICE when they've resulted, to shooting people. So this is a wearable device that can quickly disrupt someone's ability to fight without permanent damage and, in theory, reduce injuries on both sides. That's the pros. Now, the cons, of course, coming from the Democrats. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea dressed up as progress, Brad. ICE has faced repeated criticism over use of force and accountability, handing agents, a tool that can deliver pain with the push of a button. A tool that isn't always visible to bystanders or cameras. So they basically think they're going to find a way to sneakily kind of inflict some pain on people, So that's what the Democrats are running with. It's just another tool at their disposal that they're going to abuse.
Dude, this would be great on a household level, dude. Mostly if you could control the shock. Think about it.
You can. There's a button on the glove.
Yeah. Dude, your kids are acting up. Put them gloves on. I bet you everything would stop, dude. There would be no more bullshit in your house, dude. Yeah, well, that's it.
Let the wife get mouthy. It's on.
Yeah.
Dude, domestic violence would probably go down 75%, bro, if people had these gloves, dude.
Oh, wait, man. What? Now, Some people are asking, does the fact that these gloves leave no marks make them better or more concerning? That they can be abused, I guess, is one of the questions.
Yeah.
Don't concern me. But I mean, I guess if you're anti-law enforcement, of course you're going to say it concerns. They're going to abuse these. They're going to shock people for no reason is what you're going to hear. So I guess it depends on what side of that political aisle you fall on, whether or not you think it's concerning or not. It doesn't bother me. I mean,
these fucks won't let me buy a pair.
That you can't buy electric shock gloves?
No, I have to register my agency.
We'll register it. BSing with the guys agency.
Yeah. You're a content creator, dude.
I'm going to tell them I'm with the socialist movement out of Louisiana. They'll send me some.
Yep. There you go. Now, another one making noise. Massachusetts. They had a big panel of giddy women over there because they signed a bill that allows abortion up until birth. Up until birth. So 9 months in, you're allowed to take the child out. Now,
yeet the baby.
A lot of people fall on the whole, pro-life, pro-choice, the argument there. A lot of people fall on each side of that spectrum. I'm kind of like, whatever on it, do what you want. But what makes it sound horrible is the up until birth thing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, what the headlines don't tell you is it's at the doctor's discretion. Like if there's a danger going on, the mother's going to pass away if we don't do this. Now, does that change the mind of somebody who's pro-life? If it's up to the mother or the child? Because that's what they're claiming this is about. It's not just about a lady who decides at 9 months, I don't want this kid anymore. They're claiming it's nothing like that. It's going to be up to a doctor's discretion on whether or not there's a safety reason that we have to do this.
I don't believe it.
Brad, I know you're I'm not going to speak for you. I mean, are you pro-choice, pro-life? How do you stand on this?
Dude, honestly, I'm pro-life, man, but that's my belief. And I've always said, and I've said it on here a bunch of times, that I can't make that decision for anybody. I just can make that for me and my family and the way I feel. But, look, if that's what you want to do, that you'll have to answer the consequences down the road when you go meet your maker, whoever that might be. But yeah, I think this whole law up until birth, and they saying it's for the doctor's discretion. I just think it's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. I think that these left-wing radicals are that left-wing radical, and I think they want to. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm disgusted by the whole. I'm disgusted by the whole thing, man. I really am.
Not trying to make jokes about it, but the Babylon Bee put out a satire post saying that it was something to do with Minnesota passes law that children can be aborted up to kindergarten. It was spot on because it's like they keep moving the goalpost on when you can kill these babies. So they worded it like you can do it up to kindergarten now.
Right. So, yeah, where will they stop, dude? There's no telling, dude. I don't know, man.
With the whole with the mother, if you keep the mother in mind and say there's a situation where there's a choice to be made, the mother or the baby, does that change your mind being that you have a pro-life stance pretty much on this? Do you think there's any exceptions?
I agree, but do you think that they would know prior to the birth or like right when labor starts? That's a problem, right? Now she's going to die because labor started. You would think there would be signs before that through ultrasounds or whatever it might be. I'm not a doctor here, but
no, I know what you mean.
I don't know. To me, it's just it's typical leftist bullshit, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because they're again, they're saying that it's necessary to preserve the life of the patient, necessary to preserve the patient's physical or mental health. That I don't like that. Like, what does that mean? The mental health. I mean, that's like letting this lady off that killed her 3 fucking kids. That's
God, you took the words right out my mouth.
Yeah,
yes, Lindsay, whatever her name is. Yeah,
because she has a mental issue.
Right.
So
Right.
don't really care for that. Again, I think it's and there's some cases where you could probably excuse it, but it does sound gruesome when you start talking about up to birth, because I mean, at 9 months,
Dude, that's
what else is there? I mean, it's 9 months and then you're out. You're free. You're in this world now, functioning as a human. You know, I mean, it's weird to even think, but I think what threw a lot of people off is when she was signing that today or yesterday, whenever she signed it, there's probably 12, 15 women standing behind her with big grins on their face, applauding.
cackling. Absolutely.
Yes, like it was the most exciting thing in the world that they have the right now to abort their child up until birth.
Right.
I mean, and granted, they don't look at it like that. They look at it like it gives women more rights in emergency situations. You know, I'm trying to give both sides of this. You know, I'm kind of down the middle when it comes to the abortion thing anyway. Now, of course, when you start talking late term, that's where it gets a little sketchy. And it's like, okay, there better be good fucking reason.
Absolutely.
There better be good reason, or you're just a sick motherfucker. If you just decide I've held this baby for 8 or 9 months and I don't want it anymore, no, that's not how that shit should work. You know, I don't give a fuck about women's 100%. Rights or anything. That's killing another human. That's infanticide. That's there's no other way around it. It's murder.
Yeah.
So
I feel up to the time of heartbeat is detected. I mean, honestly, you know, the left will say it's nothing. You're still nothing but a clump of cells until you come out and start crying. But yeah, you know, I don't know. You think she would have signed this bill with some despair on her face, you know, like instead of, you can just look at her picture. She's laughing, smiling, and like, this is the best thing. And it's like, jeez, they're sick, dude. They really are.
What's Jay Howard talking about, can men have a choice too, perhaps to pay child support and be part of the kid's life or not, or does that enrage liberals? It is. It does seem like that's such a slippery slope you go down with that, because I've heard men arguing about the whole point of, I don't have a choice in this. You know, it's my child too. And when it comes to the abortion stuff, I don't have a choice. Now, you're not carrying this baby. So then that's where that argument comes in, that that's why the women can make that choice. It's their body, their choice. You know, I'm not trying to sit here and cast judgment on either side. I'm just telling you what the arguments are with it. And so that is a big argument. I've seen some men, you know, these women will have an abortion. The man's like, well, fuck, I would have kept the baby. You know, you could have gave the baby to me. But again, the woman has to carry this baby for 9 months, and maybe she didn't want to. So it's both sides of it. Now, someone thinks we're lying. Why y'all lying? I'm not lying. I'm presenting what Massachusetts did today. They signed a bill allowing you to abort a child up till birth in certain circumstances. We didn't say it was a free-for-all. That would be the only way I would be lying about it. Never said it was a free-for-all. They say there's stipulations, but it's up to a doctor's discretion. Well, how do you know the doctor's morally fucking moral
we've
compass
seen
is correct?
Great doctors over the last 6 years.
Yeah, name one. Dr. Fauci's all you have to name. It shows you how moral doctors aren't.
That's the best one.
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, now you're taking this doctor's word for it that we had to kill this child at 9 months. Again, I'm not here to make any decisions for people. I'm not saying the bill is right or wrong. Just presenting what the bill is. It's not a lie. I mean, you can fact check it. It's real. It happened. They celebrate it. You see the smile on the woman's face if you can see it in the thumbnail there. That's a real picture. I didn't AI that. It's a real picture. And standing behind her is a group of women that are happy as fuck that she's signing this. And maybe they have a right to be. Whatever. You know?
Hey, how long till you think these Tesla bots will be able to carry children?
Fuck, you won't need them. I just want a little Tesla kid. You know, just get a little one that'll clean up and do chores without arguing. It'll be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. If they could carry children, we wouldn't even need a woman around the house. You'd be good to go.
Well, speaking of Tesla, Justin, you brought something up to me today, man, that you don't think Elon gets enough praise for everything he's contributed to society.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, am I correct on that? Without speaking
Absolutely. And you know, just that and how the narrative changes depending on, you know, the liberals' argument for the day, you know. So if
that's a good point.
If a fucking rocket blows up leaving the launch pad, it's, you know, that dumb motherfucker Elon, look at the rockets. He fucking sucks at building rockets. He can't do shit. But when one makes it wherever it's got to go, missions complete, everything's good. It's well, it's not even Elon doing it. I mean, it's a team of engineers. Elon isn't hands on at all. He has nothing to do with building those rockets.
Right.
His brains don't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they don't like to give him any credit at all.
And it's like, so is it Elon or is it not? You know, they do the same thing with Tesla. If a Tesla runs into somebody and it gets blamed on the auto driving for the 2 seconds, then it's Elon. It's all Elon. But when Tesla does something good and new technology drops and it's awesome, they're like, oh, well, Elon doesn't do anything with that. I mean,
Brian Silva, watch your typing fingers talking like that on the stream. He sucks no matter what, Brian said in the chats. Check them fingers, boy. He does not suck. Matter of fact, let's go through some of Elon's achievements. And if you don't respect the man after this, then I can't help you, damn it. You're lying to yourselves. Okay, now, let's go through them. He accelerated mass market electric vehicles via Tesla. Now, the liberals love electric, right? They used to kiss his ass over this.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people like to say, well, he didn't start Tesla. No, but he took it to where it's at right now. He scaled production of high-volume EVs, battery packs, and charging infrastructure. This has driven down EV cost over time, increased consumer adoption of lower emissions transport, and pressured the broader auto industry to electrifying faster than it otherwise would have. You would think they'd be just celebrating in the streets, these liberals, that we're going electric. Other manufacturers have jumped on board. So that's just one of the things he's done. He's dramatically lowered the cost of access to space with SpaceX with these reusable rockets. If you can't admit that is just some amazing shit when you watch what he's been able to do with these rockets. And
100%.
Reusable. It's never been done before. NASA couldn't figure it out. It's crazy. Now, some people might look at it like, well, what is that really doing? Well, it's expanded satellite constellations, scientific missions, and commercial space activity while making NASA crew and cargo transport to the ISS far more affordable and frequent than under prior systems. I think there's reasons to explore space. Other countries are trying to do it. We can't just let them be out there doing this shit, and we're just like, oh, well, big deal. I mean, we don't know what's going on out there. So I think that's a contribution to society. Another big one, Starlink, broadband, that Starlink provides high-speed internet to remote rural areas and disaster-affected areas where traditional infrastructure is impractical or destroyed. Now, that's helping people in third world countries, people that would have never had access to the internet. Now, is that a good thing? I don't know. I know there was that one story where they all started getting addicted to porn almost overnight. But
it happens to the best of us.
The internet can be a valuable tool, and he is helping bring that to people who would not have had it otherwise. So
absolutely, and I mean, in the midst of the fires over in California, the floods in North Carolina, when there wasn't a cell phone signal in sight, Elon brings internet. You can contact loved ones. You can contact people to get help.
Earthquakes, whatever it might be, dude.
All that. He's a good man. Right, dude. Yeah. He's a saint. Damn it, he's a saint.
They loved him, dude. They loved him until he was on Doge with Trump.
That's it.
After that, he was a piece of shit. Yeah, after that, dude.
As soon as he started, move on. Well, we're not moving on. Oh, go ahead. We're not moving on from Elon, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, James says the problem now is that when his rockets explode, and they explode a great deal, if the pieces fall on your roof, you're responsible to take off your roof. But have any rocket pieces landed on anybody's roof?
Fake news.
Do they not set this up to where they launch over an ocean so that doesn't happen?
Every rocket that's blown up, that it has blown up under Elon's watch, has been damn near purposely done. He knows what he's doing. He pushes these rockets past their limits to see what they can take, how far they can go with them, how fast they can go with them. And do you think he's testing these limits over cities? That's a nonsense comment
for residential areas.
Lie. It's a lie. That's all there is to it. Or you're misinformed because it's never happened. It's never happened. So again, another win with the rockets. Another win, Starlink. Tesla, big win, whether you like electric or not. Should be a win in the liberals' playbook. Should be. Let's see.
Think.
Push toward multiplanetary capability, which some people are like, what's the big deal? In Elon's mind, he believes we're going to have to keep the human race going, that we're going to have to find somewhere else to locate to eventually. May not be in our lifetime, but he just believes it in that mind of his that in order to keep the human race going for, centuries and centuries or whatever, that we have to find a way to get somewhere else.
For sure. Oh, like Mars?
So, yeah. Now,
dude, I think first the liberals should be the first ones aboard, dude.
Well, right. We'll send them all to Mars.
Straight to Mars.
Absolutely, dude.
So if you believe that he believes he's doing a good for humanity, well, then that's another win in Elon's book. And I believe he is. I don't believe he has any kind of ill intentions when he's doing all this. I don't think his brain works like that. I think the man just can't stop. He just loves innovating. He loves anything that crosses his mind. It's like, I can do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all I think the space shit is. I think, as any kid, when you're growing up and just thinking about outer space and shit, it's like, damn, I'd like to be there. And I think he just obsessed over it a little harder than the next person. And now he's in a position to really see if we can get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
says, why not? That's his thing. Why not? Because he really does believe that that's going to be an option. Okay. But if you get back to things that affect a lot of us, the PayPal thing, that was Elon. He helped popularize secure online money transfers and e-commerce infrastructure that underpins much of modern internet commerce, peer-to-peer payments. Now, he was behind that. So that's major right now. Damn near all of us use it.
For sure.
Big controversy.
I just used it yesterday.
Not me.
I said almost all of us. So
all right, that's good.
The
2 out of 3, I get it.
Look, this whole neural brain computer interface progress, that's going to help people that are paralyzed, severe paralysis, and neurological conditions to control computers and devices with their thoughts. So success in something like that could expand communication and independence for patients with limited motor function. That's a great thing. That's another thing this man is behind. I was going to say it's selfless. I know he profits from all of this, but he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to. He could do fucking nothing right now.
Right.
Nothing.
Exactly. It's kind of like what we were talking about. I don't remember what topic we were on the other day. I mean, it might have been the Iran shit, but it's like if you're doing a net positive, even though it's for personal gain, is it a bad thing? Does it make it a bad thing?
That's good. You're right. That's true. It isn't a net positive. It's a net positive, everything this man is doing. And it was a big one that I even forgot on that list, dog catcher. And we've even talked about it before. He helped free speech, which you cannot put a price on. That man, we've said it before.
Not in this country.
Had he not bought Twitter, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. Now, there may be people
100%.
watching that say good. I wish y'all weren't. But we wouldn't be on here saying the stuff we're able to say had he not bought Twitter, because it put every other platform in check. Every other platform had to check themselves and say, okay, we're getting a little too controlling. People have an option now. They can go on X and say whatever the fuck they feel like saying. We need to scale back some of this suppression. And they did. All but TikTok. TikTok's still the worst, but fuck TikTok. YouTube decided to make some changes, and very appreciative for it, because they allow us to get on here and do what we do and speak our minds without fear of our channel being pulled down. And that's what was happening to people left and right. They were being silenced until Elon stepped up. And that was another thing he didn't have to do. He didn't have to do that because he's got a voice. The fuck does he care? He just knew it was wrong. I have the money to do it. Fuck these people. We need free speech in this country.
And then went through a shitstorm to do it. I mean, he got attacked, and that's where his hate kind of started coming from. He got attacked. He was being prosecuted. And I mean, all for helping the people. Yeah.
So look, that's a good one. That's probably the best one. And
100%, Shane.
that's probably
I
the
agree.
best thing that Elon has done. And it didn't even make my list. I am guilty. I didn't even think about it. Forgot all about that. And it is the best one. It's hard to even name something else that Elon has done that has contributed to this society, this country, than buying Twitter. I don't know if people know how bad it was getting. If you weren't online a lot on these platforms, it was getting bad. It was a echo chamber, left-leaning echo chamber on every fucking platform.
All the way across. Yes.
Yeah. You couldn't get a word in edgewise. They wouldn't allow it. If you questioned anything that was going against, their narrative, you were canceled. You were done. They were pulling accounts down left and right on Twitter. They were pulling. Dog catcher says, "Tighten up." I slipped on that one. I'm glad you're here to watch me. But yeah, they Facebook, horrible. Zuckerberg had to change his fucking plan because I post shit on Instagram and Facebook that we talk about. Not a single one has been pulled down. I can't go a day without getting something pulled down on TikTok. Now, Facebook used to be as bad, but they changed too. They allow us to have a voice. We have some freedom of speech on that platform. Of course, we have it on here right now, and all because of Elon. So there you go.
Which is Elon's the comment I was going to bring up from James. I'm watching you on YouTube, by the way. He's against Elon, but you wouldn't be if it weren't for Elon.
For that, yeah, absolutely.
Had this have been, 8 years ago, 6 years ago,
we wouldn't.
Not a chance. It'd have been taken down 3 videos in.
This channel, it wouldn't exactly. We wouldn't have made it to 10 subs. It'd have been us 3 subbing, and then it would have been pulled down. And we damn sure wouldn't be able to stream like we're doing right now.
It's so
absolutely
true.
People do have short memories around everything. That's a good comment, Jay Howard. Yeah, they do, and that's pretty much with everything. I mean, when it comes to the lack of freedom of speech that we all had, when it comes to the government trying to control you, when it comes to this socialism movement, when it comes to, you watch this shit that happened during the the fucking COVID stuff with Fauci and all, the pandemic. You watch people, it'll happen again at some point. People are going to forget all about it, move on with their lives. Next time the government comes out, says lock everything down, wear your mask, inject this shit in you, they're going to be like, okay, lining up for it. It's going to happen again because people do have short fucking memories. We all have busy lives, and I think that's purposely done. They've made us to where we have to think about a million things all fucking day long that you can't just concentrate on one. It's out of sight, out of mind. That's what we're here for, to remind you how fucked up this government is. That's why we're here, fellas.
That's our mission.
Absolutely.
So I expect a bunch of thank yous in the chats. We put our life on the line.
Every day, every minute.
We could be Charlie Kirk. Yes, we could be the next Charlie Kirks.
That's why you must subscribe, man. Keep us going.
Yep.
That's it.
And y'all don't even know I'm streaming from inside of Walmart, sitting in the middle of Walmart,
open in Walmart right now, huh?
Yeah, spreading my views,
Absolutely.
You probably being held in the back for shoplifting, so they're just allowing you, waiting on the police. Woo! All right, let's wrap it up, man. I'm getting off of here. We appreciate y'all checking us out. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't done it yet. I mean, how many times I got to tell you people that? I know it's free entertainment, but damn it, you can at least hit subscribe. That's the only payment.
Help us out, man.
Require.
Help us out, man. Yeah.
So we appreciate it all. Matt, Texas a bust. Was he in there tonight? Dog catcher.
He was there. Dog catcher.
Jay Howard.
Vegas woman.
Vegas woman. The whole crew showed up. Everybody else. If you're new to the show, we do this 3 times a week. Hit subscribe. And we're bringing you premium BS at no charge. It's what we
Quality premium BS at no charge. It's free. We love it. We just ask you to subscribe and help us out. Help us grow this channel, man. Pass it on to your friends and your family. We try to stay as clean as we can, and we just appreciate y'all's views. 100%.
Try was a big word. You're right. We tried.
It was.
But
we try. We're better than we were 2 years ago. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. What's today, Wednesday?
Are we not ending this? Are we talking WNBA? What are we doing?
Jay Howard's asked for WNBA twice.
Yeah, we have seen it. Oh, we talked about it the other night. It was one of our main topics, man. I love it. They
what you got to say? What you got to say, Jay Howe? What about WNBA? Let's go, man. I'm ready for it. I'll go another 10 minutes or so.
They better let them men play. If not, it's a bigoted league. I mean,
it's a bigoted league no matter what.
Yep. All right, no, I'm wrapping it up. I'm getting off here. I'm going to drink some beer and relax. And we'll be back. I forget what night.
Friday.
Wednesday? Friday. We'll be back Friday.
We'll be back Friday with WNBA.
That's
Jay
right.
Howard, tune in.
So until then, y'all be good. Hit subscribe. Come back and see us. And until next time, man, y'all entertain yourselves, and we'll be back. Guys, tell them bye.
Peace.
God bless.